Ladies, gentlemen, Jerry, I would like to welcome you all to this amazing production. Moses presents Experiments, Sample Space, and Venn Diagrams. Written by Moses, produced by Moses, and paid for by Michael. Let's start off with the definitions for this chapter. Chance experiment. Any activity or situation in which there's uncertainty about which of two or more possible outcomes will result. Sample space. The collection of all possible outcomes of a chance experiment. So for example, rolling a dice. There's 6 sides to a dice, and when you roll one, it's bound to land on one of those 6 sides. So the sample space would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 because there's 6 possible outcomes. Another way to determine the sample space of a chance experiment is to conduct a tree diagram. So I conducted my own tree diagram over here in the corner of flipping a coin. There's 2 possible outcomes of flipping a coin. Either you get heads or you get tails. Therefore, it's 50% chance for each one. Event. Any collection of outcomes from the sample space. Simple event. An event consisting of exactly one outcome. So for example of an event, we could say rolling a prime number. The event would be 2, 3, and 5 because those 3 numbers are prime numbers. I'm sorry. You guys are not supposed to see this. Sorry. Complement. The event not A consists of all experimental outcomes that are not in event A. Not A is sometimes called the complement of A. In this example, we have E. So it will be not the complement of E, and is usually denoted by AC, or in our case, EC. So not rolling an even number. The outcomes would be 1, 3, and 5 because those 3 numbers are not even. Union. The event A or B consists of all experimental outcomes that are in at least one of the 2 events. That is, in A or B, or in both of these. A or B is called the union of the 2 events and is also denoted by A, U, B. Intersection. The event A and B happening. The event A and B consists of all experimental outcomes that are in both the event A and the event B. A and B is called the intersection of the 2 events and is also denoted by A and B. Mutually exclusive, or disjoint. 2 events have no outcomes in common. So rolling a 2 or a 5, they both have nothing in common. One's even, one's odd, etc., etc. Venn diagrams, used to display relationships between events, helpful in calculating probabilities. So for the first example of a Venn diagram is the complement of A. Notice how the orange region, which is not shaded, or the orange region that's not touching the circle of A, represents not A. So the orange region represents not A. Venn diagram A or B. Notice how all parts of the circle are shaded. Even this part right here, which represents A and B, is shaded because it's part of A and it's also part of B. Venn diagram A and B. The orange region equals A and B. It has nothing to do with A. It has nothing to do with B. This one applies to both. So therefore the orange region will be shaded for A and B, also called the intersection. The Venn diagram of disjoint. These 2 are disjoint, so none of them are shaded. None of them are shaded, and they are apart. They have nothing in common. Let's go with an example. Imagine Michael dropped out of school to be a magician. He pulls out a set of clubs from a deck of cards. He randomly picks a card from the set of clubs. Write down the sample space for the experiment. What is the value of NS, meaning the total of sample space? And also consider the following 2 events. An even club is chosen, so that's supposed to be is. And R, a royal club, is chosen. Represent S in the events P and R in a Venn diagram. Okay, so as everyone knows, in a deck of cards, there are clubs, spades, diamonds, and hearts. And for each one, there is an ace, So let's say sample space. There's an ace, there's a king, queen, jack, and then it also always starts off with 2 to 10. So right there is the answer to the first problem. That's the sample space. Then it says, what is the value of ns? So when you add all these together, you should get 13. And that'll be the total number of sample space. Last one says, conduct a Venn diagram that represents sample space and the events P and R. So let's start off with the sample space. And put all the numbers together. 2, say 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go. What is this? 9, 10. And then king, queen, jack, right? Oh, an ace. So then it says, so then we have to group them in the event that P happened as well. So an even club was chosen. So we have to circle all the numbers that are even. Q is also considered even because it is in terms of K equals 13, Q equals 12, Jack equals 11. And then, so that would be P. Forgot the whole thing is S. And then in terms of R, where Royal Club is chosen. These are the 3 Royal Clubs. King, Queen, and Jack. And then there's your answer.